On February 20th, 2026, Saturn meets Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries. This is the moment that the curtain gets pulled back, just like in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy discovers that the powerful wizard is just a man behind the screen. Neptune rules illusion. Saturn rules reality. Aries rules courage. And when illusion meets reality in the sign of war, identity, and independence, we are going to see who and what was fake all along. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Trina. I'm your intuitive guide with the Chakra Vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. And today I wanted to talk to you about this big Saturn-Neptune conjunction, meaning they're coming together, shaking hands at the very beginning of Aries. And so we're going to look at the dollar, government, spiritual leaders, parts of ourselves. And we're going to ask ourselves, are we Dorothy? Or are we still just staring at the projection? So Neptune is a very mystical sort of planet. It is dreams and illusions, and like it rules film, for example, videography and things like that. Neptune and Aries is going to show us, these false saviors type of archetypes, performative leaders. And spiritual warriors too, who just aren't grounded. Saturn, meanwhile, is a planet that likes to keep things in line. The Lord of Time, so to speak, and is very responsible. And also Saturn also talks about delays in our lives too sometimes, because it wants you to do the right thing and create a good foundation. And Saturn is often the planet we look when we're trying to figure out what's going on with world leaders. Saturn has kind of a corporate vibe to it as well, or like a queenly vibe. So Saturn in Aries is a lot about reality checks, okay? And forced accountability, and also courage is required here with that Aries. Aries is the warrior. It's like Apollo with, that kind of feeling. So when these two come together, Neptune being like an illusion, and Saturn being kind of like the consequences. So in this conjunction, illusion meets consequence. It's kind of like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But Saturn says, oh yes, we will. So the themes of this transit, okay, are illusions around war, independence as well, illusions around the independence. And so these illusions are going to start collapsing. Fake heroes being exposed, as we've already started seeing, identity crises, spiritual bypassing being called out, and new pioneers rise up. This is not like soft Neptune when it's in Pisces. It's all dreamy and soft and no borders, okay? This is Neptune in that Aries armor. So let's look at how this can pertain to your life. And there's lots of other astrologers that can talk to you about world astrology, mundane astrology, things like that. I would suggest, Lori Lothian from Lunatic Astrology is a really good one to look at for the world stuff, okay? But today we're talking about you individually, Aries to Pisces. Let's start with Aries. Okay, Aries. So this Saturn and Neptune coming together, and Aries, that's your sign. First house of the self, your identity. And so, Aries, you are Dorothy, meaning that you realize that you had the power this whole time. But first, you must confront where you've been projecting power onto someone else. Saturn says, grow up. Neptune says, wake up. And Aries says, lead. For you, Aries, this is an ego death. This is authentic leadership for you being reborn. Taurus, the field of poppies. The Saturn and Neptune conjunction happens for you, Taurus, in your 12th house. This is a lot of hidden stuff and maybe repressed emotions. And so this is kind of like this feeling of, where have you been sedated, Taurus? Financial illusions? Illusions of comfort? Romantic illusions? Saturn wakes you up, Taurus, and Neptune dissolves what was numbing you. You cannot sleep through 2026, Taurus. Gemini, the talking wizard. These planets, Saturn and Neptune, are coming together in your 11th house of lots of people. This is about where information deception will be exposed for you, Gemini. You may see media manipulation, techno illusions. You may notice the AI deception narratives, things like that are coming for you. But personally, on a more personal level for you, Gemini, your friend circle is shifting now. You're outgrowing certain conversations. Truth becomes your rebellion. Cancer, the Emerald City. These two planets are coming for you, Cancer, together in your 10th house of career, fame, reputation. I know you're a Cancer, you may be a little shy at being seen per se, but your career illusions shatter. What looked glamorous before may not be stable. Saturn forces structure, and Neptune dissolves the fantasy when it comes to career, fame, recognition. This is time for you, Cancer, to rebuild something real. And you will be asked, Cancer, to have a little courage, to lead, but still with that Cancer gentleness that you have. Okay, that nurturing, that's the nurturing self that you are, Cancer, that's never going to go away. So learning to listen to the people and work with the people can give you great career gains and maybe a whole new purpose on life. Leo, the lion. Leo, you thought you needed courage. You don't. This transit happening in your 9th house of expansion, opening your horizons. This transit tests your belief system, your spiritual teacher, your philosophy. Saturn demands that you stop outsourcing your authority. You become the lion. Virgo, the tornado. As these two planets are coming together in the 8th house for you, Virgo, this is a psychological storm. Deep truths come out. Shared money, debts, intimate secrets. Saturn makes you face it. Neptune dissolves the denial. This for you, Virgo, is shadow integration. Libra, the mirror. These two planets coming in your 7th house shows me that your relationship illusions are being exposed. the charming partner, the savior, the power couple. Saturn brings boundaries. Neptune dissolves codependency. Contracts get rewritten for you, Libra. Scorpio, the wicked witch. This is happening in your 6th house, okay? So power struggles perhaps at work, okay, Scorpio? But also because the 6th house is your health. Your health illusions finally collapse and dissolve. Now you can see where you've been self-sabotaging. Saturn equals discipline. Neptune equals spiritual detox. You burn the broom. Sagittarius, the yellow brick road. These 2 planets are coming in your 5th house. Creative illusions. Are you chasing applause, Sagittarius? Or purpose? Saturn asks for mastery. Neptune dissolves the ego fantasy. You, my friend, find your real path. Capricorn, the house landing on the witch. These 2 planets, Capricorn, are joining in your 4th house of real estate, home, and family. This is a home and family karmic cleansing for you, Cap. Old authority figures lose power. Family illusions dissolve. Saturn is your ruler. Saturn is Capricorn's ruler. So you'll feel this deeply. You rebuild from ground zero. Aquarius, the man behind the curtain. These 2 planets are coming together. Aquarius in your 3rd house. You see through everything. The media, the systems, the financial structures. You see through all of it. Your voice becomes sharper. But Saturn says, be responsible with it. No reckless rebellion. For you, Aquarius, this is strategic awakening. Pisces, the ruby slippers. This is in your 2nd house of income and money and values. So your money and value illusions dissolve for you, Pisces, now. Where have you undervalued yourself? Where have you believed that magic will save you? Saturn says you have to walk. Neptune says you always had the power. The bigger collective message. This conjunction is at 0 degrees of Aries. That's a world reset degree. New cycle, new war narratives, new financial systems, new identity paradigms. But the real question is, where have you been mesmerized by the projection? Because in 2026, the curtain falls.